day, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're right, 'cause it's time for the predictions video. We just had the complete the sets roster for 2026. We got a lot of skins accepted. But I'm sure, right now, you're super eager to find out of all these skins, which of them potentially could be the best one for the week. Which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. Oh, yes, indeed. By all means, if you just want to skip ahead to the conclusion, I sit here and say what I personally believe could potentially be a nice investment for the week, just scroll down, look at the description, conclusion chapters at the very end. So, yeah, if you don't want to listen to all the yapping, the figurings out and whatnot, just, yeah, it's at the bottom. Skip ahead if you want to. So I will sit here and say this. I'm kind of surprised with the sales, but then again, the roster kind of rotated in quite late, like 10 o'clock at night in the UK. Basically, Europe probably went to sleep. We might see some more sales, over the course of the next 20 hours or so. Keep that in mind. So, all right, then. I mean, it's not looking too ridiculous, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for us, the Ruskin investors, because, of course, if we don't see ridiculously high sales, all the better for them to rise up in price in the future, right? And we've said that a lot quite recently, haven't we? Yes. So, okay, cool. But with complete the sets, we've seen pretty much everything be a collection continuation, except a certain thing right here, but I'll explain that in a second. Now we question, are we actually going to see more collections, more collection continuations being made and actually being accepted? Some of them are completed here. Not all of them, though. So that's also a big discussion to have. We might be here for a while yapping, but I want to make sure that you're prepared and you're aware not everything works out perfectly. So, understandable. First of all, let's just go ahead and point out of all these skins, all 16 of them, which of them are and are not abnormal. I can confirm to you, the Knights Templar Red Sun gloves and boots, both of them are not abnormal. The training sleeping bag is not abnormal. The Militarized Furnace is not abnormal. And the Cel Custom SMG and the particular bow skin right here, that's also not abnormal. So, all right then, quite a lot of skins that aren't abnormal this week, but also, it's a big store. There's actually a lot that is abnormal. And as you'll notice, on micro522.com, yeah, there's quite a lot of support for those skins. Okay, understandable. That's all cool. But I'm still not fully confident. And I just want to remind you of what happened last year. So for the prepared complete the sets last year, August 21, 2025, if I can recall, it was a little bit late, so technically it was supposed to be like August 20, I don't remember. Anyway, so August 21, 2025, we saw a very big roster. And we did see quite a lot of collections actually being completed, which was actually nice to see. Now, looking at it now, you might notice it's a bit divided. Quite a lot of negativity, quite a lot of positivity. I must remind you that after a while, this did go down pretty badly. Pretty much every single thing you see here was in the negative. But this roster also appeared at the very end of August. What happens after August? Well, September. What's wrong? September, October, November, the dreaded autumn-fall seasonal dip. We're quite a ways away from that still, but we also still have to be wary that it's on the horizon. All right? So, whilst these skins do look pretty cool, and, they might not sell that much right now, which could potentially help them out in the further future, they could all still go down in price pretty badly once we reach October 2026. So if you're a little bit concerned, maybe you just want to stick with a buy order. And I don't blame you. I really don't. And I'm just going to be brutally honest here. I'm not seeing anything here that's making me, want to scream out loud saying, oh, that's an amazing investment. Another thing I have to address. Have you seen the prices? $4. That's pretty high. Yes. So I'm not sure how things are going to go, but I will remind you, it's hard for skins to maintain their price. But if they don't sell that much, okay, things could still work out quite nicely. So it's a bit funny how you said that, but low sales but high price, you shouldn't really expect that many listings on the Steam market. But you should still expect, once we've reached around October time, a lot of skins are going to suffer and reach rock bottom prices. But after that, it can't really get any lower. And then, of course, we get closer and closer to Christmas time and post-Christmas time, where we tend to see prices for skins at an all-time high once again. But right now, it's not even August, is it? No, it's June. We're still expecting to go through the summer peaks. So yep, summer peaks happen before the autumn-fall seasonal dip. July, August, we tend to see quite a lot of people turning up, and we tend to see the demand for skins reach a brand new all-time high once again. And, well, if there's a surge in demand for skins in general, the prices are going to go up and potentially reach all-time highs. That's the expectation, all right? So please keep that in mind. We're expecting Ruskin prices to still do very good, literally just on the horizon. So the timing of this store is a lot better compared to this store. But with what happened to this, still can happen to this, okay? Right, so I hope you understand that. There were some very nice looking skins here, and some of them have still worked out very nicely. It's good to see, but they did suffer, all right? And I'm sure these will still have a suffering time. Oh boy, oh no. So, you know, it's all good. Maybe the sales we see here aren't as ridiculous, or rather, they're just fine, all right? We'll be fine with that. So, I mean, what I was going to say was last year was kind of okay with the sales as well. Like, it's the big number of skins. People can only spend so much, so you shouldn't be expecting many of these skins to even reach 20,000 subscribers. We'll keep an eye on it, of course. Keep an eye on my Twitter, which is linked in the description. I will announce the first 24 hours of sales. I could give you a rough estimate in regards to how much each of these skins could be reaching after their 7-day tenure in the Rust store. But anyway, now that we've established that with the timeline, whilst things are looking nice and peachy within the next 2 months, it could get real bad after another 4 months, okay? Yeah. So other than that then, should I just go through and talk about all these skins? Right, so let's go ahead and do just that. Both the auto turrets. Now in regards to the Murder Hornet auto turret, last week we didn't have an auto turret skin in the Rust store, did we? And I'm under the impression it's probably because Face Punch wanted people to look at the Industrial Deco DLC more, with, you know, the auto turret skin in that being noticed perhaps, and maybe the DLC gets more sales. That's the best guess I have, and it's a guess, okay? With a lack of an auto turret skin in a Rust store last week, they probably thought, you know what, we'll grab one that's just not even a collection continuation. Like, this does have a lot of support. You'd notice that. They picked it out, and they also picked out No Mercy auto turret. And let me just tell you, I'm not surprised this was accepted. I was expecting it. But there's nothing wrong with it. No Mercy quality standard is good. There's always perfectly fine looking skins. There's a reason why there's almost 50 of them, and the reason why this is the largest collection in all of Rust, right? Consistent quality work. I'm still hoping for an ice pick. Anyway, moving on from there. Brand new Skinnable. Unfortunately, with the brand new Skinnable skins, the very first few skins that get accepted, they tend to sell like ridiculous amounts. But as of now, I am not seeing that. I am not seeing that. I don't think we're going to have that issue with these two skins in particular. But I'm also kind of sitting here wondering, how often will people be skinning their auto turrets? Now, if we see some pretty goofy, wacky designs, all right, fair enough. I expect it to happen eventually. And I have seen some, like, glow-in-the-dark designs, for example, and whatnot. I've seen that myself. I think people will be taking a liking to them. But I've got to keep an eye out. I've got to see what happens next. And unfortunately, I cannot give you a solid idea in regards to how I think these are going to behave. If they had sold a ridiculous amount, it would be easy to just put it down and say, you know what, like how last month, the first ever electric furnace skin being accepted was clearly selling ridiculous amounts, and it was pretty obvious what was going to happen next. I can't sit here and say the same in regards to these two. So it's going to be interesting to learn from. It's going to be interesting to keep an eye out for. And, you know, you can sit there and comment below which of these two happens to be most favourite. And will we see collection continuations being made after this? For No Mercy, I fully expect that. For this particular design, well, I'm going to be curious. What can we see being made next? I don't know, fridge, a locker, electric furnace. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. So, other than that, I'm just not sure. And I'm very sorry to say that. I can't give you, like, things to learn from the past and whatnot. This is a new experience. So I'm quite hesitant. But that question of, are you actively skinning your auto turrets right now? That'd be a good question to ask. Because if people are like, I don't see the point, or I'm not bothered. Well, if there's clearly signs of a lack of demand, now we get the good idea of that. So, all right, cool, understandable. So, I'm not feeling very confident with them, but I must respect if they sell next to nothing. Okay, things could be interesting. Heat Seeker bolt action rifle. So, are we having a little bit of a Heat Seeker resurgence? I mean, pump shotgun, please recover. Actually, with this appearing today, having been bought out, sold for $3.49, let's give you a quick look. So I'm over to here, I'm turning on my Steam inventory helper extension, and it's still $3. How far off are you from $3.49? It could be better. It could be better. It's not that bad. Also, I will remind you that pump shotgun did not sell that much. I had some pretty high hopes of it. It's down in price at the moment, but how's it going to look during July and August during the summer peaks? I'll also remind you this was this the first ever SKS skin being accepted? I think it was, yeah. Over 50,000 subscribers. See, that's a brand new skinnable issue right there. But, you know, the previous Heat Seeker skins, they did sell quite ridiculously, and they still worked out. Transparent aim sight designs are appreciated. And now I sit here and question, and I don't remember off the top of my head, how many other bolt action rifles here have transparent aim sights? I mean, of course, you're probably going to want to put a scope in it and whatnot, but you can't always have that. So, again, I'm trying to remind myself, how many of these bolt action rifles, including the twitch drops and the kick drops, how many of them actually had a transparent aim sight? Does it matter that much? I'm not sure. Does the $4 price matter? Yes. I'm definitely under the impression that price is kind of like keeping the sales down, but it's also making me a lot more wary and a little bit more cautious because, of course, with the pump shotgun, with a high price of $3.49, I'm thinking the higher price is what's kind of giving it a bit of issues. You know, it's got to try and keep up with that, keep the demand up, and when it's a higher price, it's harder to do. And you're telling me a bolt action rifle at $4? Oh, God. I mean, hey, after we've had the bolt action rifle being a focused item of the month, after it's had its time, after it's come and gone, I don't think we'll see another bolt action rifle skin being accepted anytime soon. Like, it's not a common sight. Last year, we had a select few. The year before that, a select few. Year before that, hardly anything. And in 2022, we had 0. So it's not like a regularly occurring common thing. And that could probably give that like a bit of a boost in the future. But next week and a week after, we are expecting more bolt action rifle skins being accepted. It is the focused item of the month. Okay. So initially, can we expect a bit of a dip? I won't be surprised. But how much are you going to sell by next Thursday? After I find out about that, well, let's just say the sales total will definitely probably sway my thoughts. And at the very least, this is abnormal. I don't have to rush into doing anything. I could just wait it out, see what the sales are like next Wednesday, and then I'll make a consideration. Let's say if this potentially goes up to about 20,000 subscribers, I wouldn't feel that confident. But if it's only 10, well, okay, that might be a bit different then. So I've got to be patient. I've got to wait it out. I don't have to rush into anything. I could just let the time go by. I can see the numbers go up, and then I'll make my considerations. So, all right, cool. Are we going to see more Heat Seeker skins being produced and accepted anytime soon? Let's just keep an eye on Mr. Vase because, well, I can't confirm to you. I've been seeing some pretty cool designs. Not all of them are being accepted. Could we get a Heat Seeker auto turret? Maybe. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. All right, then. So, in regards to that, then, just got to be patient and listen. By all means, if you like it, if you want it, if you crave it, if you need it, if you want one for yourself right now, just treat yourself. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, keep them nice and motivated, and want to keep putting out nice creative designs in the future, alright? But if you're thinking about potentially buying 50 or 100, God, that's going to be pricey, by the way. Yeah, if you're considering buying quite a lot, you're better off with a buy order, 100%. Buy orders first, look at it afterwards, then we'll make considerations. So, alright, cool. Knights Templar is now a proper complete set. Take a look at that. Very nice. And I will point out the prices don't seem to be up to date. In fact, let's go over to here. Knights Templar. That's a lot of green. That's a lot of green. And if you were to go to here, to the front page, oh look, Knights Templar. It's being bought out. How lovely. So if I could just quickly look at these two skins. Knights Templar hoodie, it's pushing up to $14. And then over to here, the recent Knights Templar jacket. Oh, it's back up to $3 again. For now. I mean, it had some purchases, but it's not like getting ridiculous amounts right here, right now. It's not like people are like grabbing as much as they can right here, right now. It's only got 25 listings. It's nice to see, but the question now is what happens next, because you've got all the clothing armor pieces you need. You got all of them. You got all of them. So what can even give this a boost? I don't know, maybe some tactical gloves, but the sales as well. As you might notice, 20,000 subscribers, 14,000 subscribers, 15,000 subscribers, 17,000. I don't think they're going to match up. So there's one particular thing I do remember, and that's Lovestruck. Now, this is a bit of a funny collection, but the point still remains. By the time we saw the roadside gloves and boots, we already had the hoodie and pants, the tier 3 and the tier 2. And average sales were 20,000, 28,000, 20,000, and these ended up only doing about 7,000 subscribers each. You might notice these are selling for $14 and these are now selling for $7.50. What? Do you reckon there could be a potential that the boots and gloves end up selling quite a fair bit less compared to the rest of the set? And would you consider Knights Templar is probably an in-demand collection that people are actively wanting to wear and use? That's a good question to ask you. Are you seeing people use Knights Templar? Because if it's a yes, and if those boots and gloves don't sell that much, they very likely they could just work out perfectly fine based on the fact that it just didn't sell that much. And that's why I made a big fuss earlier talking about like sales. If it is tame, and there's some particular reasons as to why that might be happening, all right then, that might be pretty cool. But they are 99 cents each a piece, and well, I'll also sit here and say they're not abnormal, which might be a bit of a problem in regards to trying to get them with buy orders and whatnot. That might be a bit concerning. But other than that, I'll be keeping an eye on it. Keep an eye on the sales. A sheer lack of them would be pretty interesting. Other than that, hey, it's nice to see Knights Templar fully complete. I like it. And consider watching my rust rotation video where I'll be showcasing it as a full set, more specifically with the jacket though. Armored Double Door from Hell. The From Hell collection is quite vast and extravagant and not exactly perfectly fine, I guess you could say. If you look at the older skins, I mean, you got some pretty pricey skins right there. But this, an Armored Double Door right here, right now, I mean, sure, okay. We did have Armored Double Door being the focused item of the month not too long ago. And still, look at that. Only one skin is in the negative. All the other ones worked out quite all right. But, glow in the dark and transparent, okay. I mean, and that's porcelain, so that's just art. We've actually got quite an interesting contrast with this and this, but anyway. If it doesn't sell that much, again, I know, but this is the main point. Lack of sales would also make that look quite appealing. I'm not sure if we're going to see that many more Armored Double Doors this year. They're not exactly super common. I guess it's due to the fact that how many people actually use Armored Double Doors. Are you really committed to the wipe to get to that point where you have Armored Double Doors? Anyway, it's nice. It looks cool. It's $4. I would definitely wait until the abnormal balders first, 100%. That's abnormal. It's pricey. I'm not sure if there's tons of people that are willing to go all the way up to $4, especially with the possibility that could crash and burn. Haha, look at the design. Anyway, crash and burn once we reach around October time. I don't think it's going to crash and burn and go all the way down to like $1, but maybe it ends up like $2.50, something like that. I've got to keep an eye on the sales. Yeah. Still, at the end of the day, if you like it, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support the skin creators and keep them nice and motivated. You want to put out nice creative designs in the future. I wonder what else could be made with From Hell. Maybe an electric furnace. That would make sense. Yeah, because you burn there. Yeah. All right, cool. Maybe something for Halloween. I'm feeling compelled to go back and talk about Sinotype collection. Could we now potentially have a subsidiary, an extra, an additional collection of small boxes, much like what we saw with Neon Storage Collection? So just to remind you, Sinotype has had a very good success rate. It's 100%. Everything that's been made has been accepted. Now, I should also remind you, we also have garage doors. I'm not really sure what's going on with regard to that, but I will remind you, for something which had a lot of hope behind it, we had so much hope behind it, so much love to give. And it all crashed down and burned in front of us because Facepunch decided to create their very own storage collection DLC. Once again, thank you very much, Facepunch. Anyway, this is actually, technically speaking, the largest storage collection in all of Rust, with 20 large boxes. Very nice to see. Very cool. All of that probably costs about, well, I mean, roughly speaking, $30. Maybe a little bit less. Oh. Well, that's not sounding super great, is it? No. But will it improve as we go through the summer peaks? Could it potentially improve even better by the time we have post-Christmas? Post-Christmas 2027, could it be slightly better? Because, I mean, have you looked at the storage DLC that Facepunch made? It's not the most flashiest or most crazy of designs, but it is easier to read. I will say that. But, you know, there's a style to this and whatnot, and with the cards box, it does look pretty cool. But, you know, are you an actual fan of this? Or are you sitting there and thinking, I'll just commit to Neon Storage cards box? Like, this has a little bit more flair to it with its multiple colours and whatnot. Neon cards box, I mean, it's just red if I can recall. And you know what? I need to remind myself, did that go up in the positive? Like, it was actually doing quite all right if I can recall, because I actually happen to own some. So with the surprise complete the sets Rust stores, not planned for, surprise, we did see that right there. And yes, it was pushing up to a very nice price. Yes, it was. Probably not now, though. How much are you now? Let's go ahead and find out. Let's get a good look at you. And I can confirm to you, it is now sitting here at $3.49. Hold on a second, what? Oh, it's gone up even higher. What? What? Okay. So you've just been going up regardless and you don't care. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Huh. Well then, I should probably consider selling some. I guess maybe Sinotype small boxes, it might not really be making that much of an impact. Now, with the arrival of this today, those large boxes didn't really budge that much. In fact, looking at the front page, over to here, I'll flick over to the next pages. Do I see Sinotype anywhere? No, I do not. No. Well then, that's a bit concerning, I guess you could say. So in regards to that, what do I even say? If we do get Sinotype small boxes now being made, like if we do get an extra batch of them being produced and they do get accepted, I think that mini cards box could probably rise up nicely. Again, Neon cards box, that's not quite a lot. This right here, I don't think it's going to even reach half the amount of sales that we saw at the Neon cards box. And, well, that would put it in an interesting spot. But it's not like this is a super in-demand collection. Could we see like a rebirth of Sinotype? I might want to make a video specifically talking about this as a nice sort of potential beforehand, and then maybe around August time I jump in and talk about, did we notice any growth, any improvement? Because I should also talk about right now, like, did the Neon storage collection even suffer? Did the graffiti storage collection suffer more? What about the scientific storage collection? Did that suffer more? Right, yeah. So that's something potentially for me to worry about. But in regards to that, I'm not 100% like behind it, because we do have other options. I've already mentioned the Neon cards box, but it is $1 more expensive. So then we also happen to have the small props. Do you remember this? Oh, here we go. Small T box. We go from here, and then we'll look at CG. There you go. Do you remember small cards box? Well, that appeared and it sold quite nicely and it retained its value. It retains its value. It was appreciated and beloved, and then Neon cards box appeared and it just went. It just went. So anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. Hey, Freya. All right, then I'll just leave it be. I'm not fully behind it, but maybe I could be behind Naval Camo. So for quite some time, ever since I saw this, I was like, surely that's gonna get accepted. Do we even have like a blue jacket? And looking around, not really. Not this type of blue at the very least. You do have blue jacket there, but then like you also happen to have Pico's jacket from the past. I mean, it's blue. It's blue. You might say Shroud and Binan's jacket, but this is like a non-reflective, non-shiny blue jacket that I think a lot of people are going to greatly appreciate. Naval Camo seems to be appreciating it. In fact, again, let's go to Rust Help and refresh just to make sure we're fully up to date, and over to here. And I certainly do hope these improve more The issue with the tier 2 is it came out during the worst of the Easter dip this year. Tier 3 appeared at the very end. Tier 3 isn't struggling and suffering. Tier 2 is, even though Tier 2 it wasn't exactly the most sold pieces here. It's actually the hoodie and pants, which is weird because they're like A-OK. Anyway, another new piece appears. Things are looking pretty sweet. Things are looking pretty good. I'm all happy for it. And I genuinely believe that Naval Camo was going to have a nice summertime. I thought, with the fact that we just don't have that many blue options in Rust, the fact that it's not exactly super, it's not exactly super reflective and shiny. It has the characteristics of being a camouflage set. But are you going to really sit there and say being in the water is camouflage? I mean, you're paddling and you're making noise and whatnot. Right, anyway. With the position that it's in, it's not easy to figure out right now how much it's going to sell by next Thursday. But if it does look quite tame, if it does look as if it's going to sell considerably less compared to all the other skins here, that jacket's in a very, 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 very good spot. I will remind you, Tier 3 sold the least compared to the hoodie and pants in the Tier 2, and that has just been A-OK. It's doubled in price. It's in a very, very, very nice spot. Could we see the same with the jacket? Will the jacket be appreciated as much? I'll keep an eye on it. I do look at that with positivity. Molten Visage Electric Furnace, it's fine. I've got nothing against this. It's just, I'm not sure if this is going to stick out as much compared to what we've just seen. Popstar, that appeared, did a ridiculous amount of sales. It looked quite alright. But are we starting to notice a sort of fatigue with the amount of electric furnaces being accepted? Probably. Basically what I'm saying is, oh look, it's another shiny, glowing electric furnace. We really needed another one of them, didn't we? I've got nothing against the design, it's just the timing. So, giving our quick look over to here, you see like the side panel there looking pretty cool, and it sticks out very nicely of a nice red hue at night time. Quite sinister, quite cool. But yeah, it's not like the Molten Visage collection is super in demand right now. It's had a few select complete the sets acceptances over the past few years. A lot of the skins are from years ago. It's just not being appreciated that much, I'm sorry to say. I am not fully behind it. I wouldn't be surprised if this does end up going below its rust price and probably suffers. That's just my thoughts. But I mean, if you still like it and you want it, again, just treat yourself, buy it, use it, enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. That's up to you. HellCore Tier 3. I really wasn't sure if we were going to actually see this being accepted. And lo and behold, boom, it's here. So again, another instance of something that was submitted somewhat recently, well, actually been accepted. And again, the majority of skins you see here, they were actually submitted like within the past 2 months, which is quite a surprise with Complete the Sets Rust Store. Anyway, HellCore. HellCore's been doing very good over the past half a year. Lots of interesting transparent aim sight weapon skins been accepted. Then we saw the hoodie and pants, and you might sit there and say, but that's still $2. No. Yeah, SEMM's slow to update. I saw this pushing up to $3.50. I saw this also pushing up to $3.50. Now, more people have taken notice with the amount of sales we've seen so far today, but I do believe that right now, HellCore could end up becoming a proper full complete collection. I certainly was questioning what was happening because this was accepted instead of Tier 3 and the Tier 2. But I am very much under the impression now, at some point it's going to happen. Now, maybe it doesn't. I'm sorry to say, but that could likely still happen. Maybe we just don't see the Tier 2 ever being accepted. Or maybe it's literally just next week. Who knows? Can't wait to see. So, alright then, understandable. I can confirm, right? Tier 2, if that was to be accepted, that Tier 3 is going to go up in price very, very, very nicely. But you know what's even better? And we just talked about this with Naval Camo. What if the Tier 3 sold a fair bit less in comparison to the hoodie and pants? Hoodie and pants here did 12,500 subscribers. This is not like the top selling skins. Like, no. They're like at the back of the bus. So they're not appearing to be the most popular of skins in this current Rust store, but it's also a very, very big Rust store. It might be hard to get noticed. I am sitting here and I'm kind of thinking, you know what? Well, the possibilities and whatnot are in its favour, and the lack of sales are making it look sweeter. I think HellCore Tier 3 could work out very, very nicely. I am behind it. I am supporting it. I'm giving it my thumbs up. But, again, it's only been a few hours. I'm still not 100% sure how much it's going to reach by next Thursday, okay? I'm sorry to say this so much, but it is the right thing to say. It's smarter to wait till Wednesday than make considerations. So, I'm sorry to say, but that's all I can say. Oh, I'm sorry. Right, moving on. Training sleeper bag, honestly, you're A-okay. Like, if you want to have a nice sort of outside sleeper bag that shouldn't be noticed that much, this should be fine. You might mention the white stripe. It's not glowing in the dark. It doesn't glow. It's a perfectly fine non-glow black sleeping bag. Nighttime, no one's spotting that. In some shade, it's going to be hard to notice. I think that could work out quite alright. It's not exactly the top selling skin this week, is it? No. Training collection as a whole, how many deplorables have we actually had? That's the first one. Wow. Huh. That actually is quite a surprise. I actually thought we had another one. Nope. This is the first one. You might say the backpack, but it's not deplorable, is it? Really? They just made it blue grade for some reason. I don't fully understand why. Anyway. So, okay. We'll see what becomes of that, but I'm not exactly like rubbing my hands in anticipation and whatnot. I'm just like, it's fine. You're okay. We'll see. All right. So, should be quite all right for outside. Indoors, maybe you'd prefer a glow-in-the-dark bag. That's my assumption. So, right, cool. Militarized Furnace. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that really stands out that much in comparison to some of the furnaces we've seen over the past few years. I really don't think that's going to hold up, and I really don't think that's going to maintain its price. Again, don't want to sound mean, and, you know, this is part of this older military collection from the past. Not sure why they didn't refer to it as military. Have we already had a military furnace? I'm not sure. Anyway, aside from that, it's got an interesting sort of green camouflage to it. You can watch my rust rotation video to see that for yourself, but other than that, it's not like you're going to camouflage a furnace in a forest. You're going to hear it, and you're going to see it at night time. So other than that, it's just there. If you like it and you want to buy one for yourself, by all means, go for it. But it wouldn't surprise me if that just gets lost in the shuffle and ends up going down in price. It really wouldn't surprise me. Cel Custom SMG. Well, are you just a green custom SMG? That honestly looks to be the case. Huh. Alright then. Sure. No transparency or anything. It's fine. It is from a fairly, like, incomplete collection. Obviously, the green clothing and armor here is appreciated, but aside from that, you're not clothing and armor, are you? No. Regular custom SMGs, they don't really tend to perform very nicely. You might mention, what about these ones? Well, they got transparent aim sights, and this one's gone down in price with a transparent aim sight. All these other skins, no. They're not doing super great, are they? Some of them not too bad compared to others, but standard sort of designs, oh boy, they struggle a bit, it looks like. I'm sorry to say, I don't think that stands out that much. I wouldn't be surprised if it just goes down in price and we're better off like a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. Bamboo cage fridge, not exactly sure what to say here. We have seen a transparent fridge before. No, it didn't work out very well. So I'm referring to the bone fridge. Tons of transparency. This right here has even more transparency. I'm not sure if Silver Spooks could figure out something to make use of this. I made a joke earlier. Could we utilise these fridges on boats instead of lockers? I mean, you probably could. But anyway, that right there, I mean, it's fine. It's another fridge for the year. The fourth. I mean, I completely forgot to mention the wrought iron fridge. Yeah, whatever. Anyway. I don't really expect much. I don't want to say I'm mean, but with its $3 price, I don't expect that many more sales. I don't expect it to retain its value perfectly fine. I could see some potential issues for that. But let's say it only ends up with about 5,000 subscribers by Thursday. Okay, yeah, I might think different then. Was that going to happen? Guess we've got to wait and see. And then this particular bow, the cock bow, well, that chicken-esque design, it's actually 100% now. No, we got the furnace recently. it wouldn't surprise me if we potentially see that fairly soon. I would agree that it looks pretty goofy, but I would agree that I think that's quite a lot. It's also transparent, which is a bit odd. Why is this floating? Because it can. All right, well, fair enough then. But the bow, I don't think it stands out enough. I don't think it's going to be helpful enough. I don't expect much with this. Look at the standard hunting bows, and what do you see? A lot of them down in price, not exactly doing super great. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So for what it is, hey, it's funny. The collection's goofy, but it's not an in-demand collection, is it? No. And that's very easy to spot. I don't think the bow's going to hold up. I worry for it. So, okay. Well, that's pretty much everything that needs to be said. I just want to talk about some other things, and then we'll wrap up the video in regards to talking about what I personally believe could be potentially be the best investments for the week. Lost my tongue, sorry. So, just want to point out, yes, a couple early picks this week did happen to be accepted. I still believe we could potentially have some super late picks being accepted in the next few Rust stores this month. So, the next two, basically. I reckon we're still going to see like 2 or 3 super late picks being accepted. Hopefully it's some interesting things. That's all I can say. Now I should also point out kick drops. They are currently dropping. Very nice. Very cool. I'm very much under the impression that every single person here is going to stream 24/7. Kick isn't upset if you sleep on the stream with your drops. They don't seem to care. So, all right, cool. So make sure you get them. You've got plenty of time, and over the course of this weekend, it really shouldn't be that hard. So, all right, cool. Just keep track of everything. It's not too hard. Make sure you've got your Kick account set up and connected to your Steam account. You've got to go to kick.facepunch.com for that. Look at the top right, log in through here. It's very easy to sort out. Commits. Last week, we had a wipe. We had the update. All is good. How nice. But now, now, we have to question what's next. Glowing wallpapers have been mentioned. Now, I mean, we've already had this. We've had glow-in-the-dark wallpapers already. But what is this for? Because we don't have a holiday for a while. Halloween isn't happening for another 4.5 months. Yes. Yes. Is this potentially like a charity skin or something? Keep an eye on this. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I will confirm to you. We did happen to see some very interesting wallpapers being given away for absolutely free right here. I would have reason to believe maybe Face Punch is more inclined to make more things like this as special giveaways. That's why I'm thinking, is this like a charity thing? Keep an eye out. Now, what on earth is this? A glass AK-47. I don't know what this is. I'm a little bit worried. Are you telling me we could have a fully transparent AK-47 skin in Rust? I guess. So I did make a video talk about concerns in regards to DLC skins. What with the recent bolus crossbow and the brand new garage door, which was it's got tinted windows. With tinted windows, if you're outside looking in, it's hard to see indoors. But if you're inside, indoors, looking outside, it's actually not too bad to see. And that's quite the advantage. So I basically made a video discussing what happens with future crossbow skins, what happens with future garage door skins with transparency. They have to compare these skins right here, right now, don't they? And their prices. Bolus crossbow is $5. That's quite approachable. Like, if you happen to see a $3 transparent crossbow design being accepted in a Rust store, maybe just spend an extra $2 and just get the bolus crossbow instead. Now, of course, you can't sell that. True. But if you only care about advantages and whatnot, for that price, I mean, it's pretty approachable. But then, of course, the Industrial Deco DLC, that's $13. But both of these garage doors you see here to the side, $10, $10. You might only spend, you might spend $13 only specifically to get that garage door, but you do get a lot of other things with it as well. Large furnace skin, electrical furnace skin, brand new torch, brand new wallpapers, brand new barrels and shelves and whatnot. Maybe people would appreciate that. So, all right, cool. Consider giving that a good watch, because that glass AK-47, I did reference it in this video. If we get, special pay-to-win skins that are DLC skins, well, things like this always keep down other skins that we see in like the Steam market and whatnot. Marketable skins. It's a big concern. So, like, in theory, back to the bolus crossbow again. If we were to have another crossbow, are all crossbows now going to be hard kept, not being able to go over $5? Because, of course, wouldn't people just rather use the bolus crossbow? So, look at Stinger crossbow, look at Cargo Heli crossbow. Perfect examples of that, and I do talk about that in the video. So, alright, cool, understandable. So, we'll see what becomes of this. Keep an eye on the commits. Maybe it's ready for July. 2 weeks to go? I mean, we'll see. I mean, well, more specifically 3 weeks, but no, we'll find out. Now, there's also mentions of the Game Room DLC. I've lost the link to that. They mention a mini fridge skin. I will sit here and say this. Last month, when we saw work being done on the Industrial Deco DLC, they did mention the auto turret having its very own special skin, and then it became the brand new skinnable. Maybe the mini fridge is the next skinnable. July 2026, we'll see, alright? I guess it would make sense. And I guess people would be alright with that. Mini fridge skins, sure, why not? You know, people are going to make like a beer cooler. That would be cool though. Right, so, right, that's nice. Player count, so yeah. We're looking forward to the summer peaks next month. July, August, things are looking pretty sweet. Hopefully it all works out nicely. But right now, you might have noticed a lot of prices have been improving regardless. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. So, alright, cool. But remember, inevitably, October. Inevitably, October is not a fun time. So, maybe get some sales in whilst you can, because if you haven't had barders and whatnot, you might be shocked to find out loads of people might be dumping on you. So, right, cool. So, anything else that needs to be addressed? Well, I've already showcased the likes of these on the Steam market, selling ever so nicely. We've got that covered. I think I've said everything that needs to be said. So now I'm going to offer to you a theory. Protux has pointed out that the Battle Pass has been removed from the roadmap. Instead, we see Rust Premium. And it was mentioned in the blog post last week. I'm kind of under the impression that it's basically the same thing that they're probably going to do. They're probably going to do. So explain yourself. When I was figuring out what exactly would Face Punch do with a battle pass, and in my head, all I could think of was like maybe special servers and cosmetics. Well, it looks as if this is the exact same thing. Rust Premium appears to be the exact same thing. Now, I will also point this out. A lot of people do not like their characters right now, do they? No. I reckon they're going to make it so you can customize your character, but if you don't have Premium, you won't be able to change your character many times over the course of a month. You might be able to only refresh your character customization like once a month, or maybe once every 3 months. Ooh. But if you have Premium, maybe it'll be whenever you want. Something so simple and cosmetic, and yet, probably sounds like something they might do. Now, I don't work for Face Punch. This is just me theorizing, guessing, but I truly believe, like, this right here shouldn't be detrimental to the gaming experience. But, well, how's that going to affect us and our skins? That's going to be pretty interesting. How many garage doors are they going to give us? Oh. How many pay-to-win skins are they going to make? Oh, yeah, that's also another thing to consider. So keep an eye out for this. I think it's the same thing they're going to do, but a different lick of paint. So now, I must mention this. Are you aware Sandbox, also made by Face Punch, has a brand new reward system set up? Now, what they wanted was they wanted to encourage more people playing games so that people that made games on Sandbox get more feedback so they can improve their games and the games get better, and then you have good games to play on Sandbox, not too hard to comprehend. So to encourage that, they've created drop skins. And let me tell you, the yellow hazmat is worth $400+. You could just play a bunch of games. You could open a special little crate, which then offers you free skins to choose from as a prize. And then you could potentially be $400 richer. to then buy more Rust skins and whatnot, if you want to. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe this is what they're going to implement into Rust. Maybe this is what Rust Premium is. Oh, you want to be rewarded? Go do this. Play on a different server. Collect 100,000 wood. Kill someone with a certain weapon, maybe. I don't know. So maybe that might be something we'll see happen with Rust. If this proves to be effective in Sandbox, what's stopping Facepunch from adding that? And I'll be honest with you, I don't think that ruins the experience. It's a method of keeping people engaged. Oh, I've got like a mission to do. Well, go on then, I'll give it a shot. Because the possibility of a prize definitely entices people. So, alright, well, we'll see what happens. I'll be keeping an eye on that, and I certainly will hope I get my $400+ yellow hazmat. I really do want it. I really do want it. It's enticed me, sorry. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll see how this develops, because the proposed Battle Pass should have happened between, well, now to like September time, if I can recall. What's Q3? Would it be June, July, August? And then September? Maybe it's July, August, September. I don't know. But it should have happened fairly soon. Maybe within the next 3 months is what I'll say. So whatever Rust Premium is, it's probably being worked on right now. Keep an eye out. And thank you to Protox for pointing it out. Alright then. So we have done a lot of yapping. But I reckon we should proceed now to go ahead and just do the conclusion. Out of all these skins, what do I personally believe could work out as nice potential investments? I reckon both Naval Camo Jacket and HellCore Tier 3 are probably in the best position. And that's the possibility of a little bit more. With Naval Camo, I'm fully well aware we have some tactical gloves in the workshop. I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see them being accepted fairly soon. Also, at the fact that we are expecting fairly low sales. Big Rust store, quite high prices. I don't think we're going to see a ridiculous amount of sales happening. All the better for these skins to rise up in price. In regards to Naval Camo Jacket, we don't really have that many blue jackets. It doesn't reflect, it isn't shiny, it's unique. I think that's actually going to work out quite alright. And I'm even questioning, in comparison to the other Naval Camo skins, is it even going to match up to them? If that sells the least, do you believe this will work out nicely as we go through July and August? The summer peaks, will we expect to see prices reach brand new all-time highs? If you do, that jacket's looking pretty sweet. Now, if you want to invest into it, smartest approach would be to wait until Wednesday. Look at the sales by then make considerations. But we are expecting prices in general for all Rust skins to be rising up very nicely over the course of the next 2 months. So you've got to think about that. I think it's in a pretty good spot. As I said, the tactical gloves very likely could give that a nice boost as well. In regards to HellCore, well, I mean, you know, there happens to be some tier 2 right here, and if that are to be accepted, oh, I wonder what happens. Well, considering today, after seeing the tier 3 armor being accepted, the hoodie and pants almost doubled in price. Well, I wonder. I will sit here and say, I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see that fairly soon. Another blackout alternative option being completed, and no other sort of camouflage skins. Yippee! Anyway, HellCore has proven to be successful. The skins have been consistent. I do believe we'll be seeing it potentially being completed soon enough. So, yeah. Now, are you going to match up to the sales of the hoodie and pants? We've got to wait and see. It's not exactly the top selling skins out of everything here. That's also making it look very interesting as well. $2 a piece, exactly like what we saw with the HellCore hoodie and pants. And I'm not joking when I say the hoodie and pants did get bought out today. They rose up to a very nice price today. So, all right, cool. We've said that several times. I just want to make sure you're aware. So, understandable. There's a possibility of more. It's not selling that much. I think people like it. I think it's in a very good spot. I think it's a very good thing to consider. Now, in regards to Knights Templar, Road Sign gloves and boots, that's actually a complete collection. But I'm not thinking, like, I don't think these are going to match up to the sales of what we saw of everything else here. Disregard the AK, it doesn't matter. But I have reason to believe people are appreciating the Knights Templar collection. Like right now, that hoodie's pushing up to over $13. The pants are doing very good. The tier 2's doing very good. The tier 3's doing very good. And they've had decent sales. I know the gloves and the boots are somewhat higher up with the sales here. Are they going to reach 20,000 subscribers? Or are they going to end up with, like, oh no, 12,000 12,000 subscribers, for example? Maybe that happens. Maybe that happens. But they are 99 cents each. I don't think people are, like, struggling to get them. They could suddenly get a surge in purchases at the very end of its 7-day tenure in the Rust store. And, that might turn out to be a bit of a problem. But, again, Knights Templar, it looks cool. It's fully complete. I think they will be appreciated. And I could see them work out ever so nicely. Earlier, I did mention Lovestruck. I did mention how the boots and gloves being accepted in that, with the boots and gloves being a later acceptance. Because they sold a lot less compared to everything else, they've become the most expensive pieces here. $14, $7.50. So much better compared to what we see going on over here. So, okay. It certainly is a thought. I just don't fully believe that'll be happening. But I've definitely got my eye on it with the possibility. And looking at everything else, to be honest with you, there's some other complications and some other issues, which I already would have addressed. But I should still sit here and talk about Heatseeker bolt action rifle. I don't think that's going to sell a ridiculous amount. I am aware we do have more bolt action rifle skins on the horizon. It is the focus item of the month. But with its transparency, with its collection behind it, I could still see that work out quite nicely. But it's also priced at $4. Keep an eye on the sales. If it reaches up to 20,000 subscribers, okay, all right, I'll be a bit concerned. If it only just about reaches over 10,000 subscribers, okay, that makes it a little bit more interesting. And if we do start seeing more and more Heatseeker skins being produced and accepted, all the better for this, right? Heatseeker Summer 2025 was a wonderful time. Could we potentially see it happen again? Well, I mean, that sold a ridiculous amount, and I guess pump shotguns aren't appreciated that much. Also, it was the focused item of the month when it appeared, so there's some complications, but I think in the further future it could still work out quite nicely. Again, the smartest thing to do is to wait it out, wait till Wednesday, look at the sales, then make considerations. And, of course, keep an eye on the workshop. What will the skin creators be working on over the course of the weekend? Gotta keep an eye out. So, honestly, that's it, really. Everything else does seem a bit questionable. I would definitely still keep my eye on the armored double door. It's the price, though. It's the price. But I would still kind of give it some props. If you don't sell that much, all right, you're definitely going to look a lot more interesting. But in comparisons like these here, I thought the other skins were more interesting and looking to be more reliable. But overall, I'll say this once again, because if you just skipped ahead, you probably didn't hear me. Regardless, I expect everything here to suffer once we reach October 2026. The autumn-fall seasonal dip is a very bad time to go through, but you don't really tend to see prices drop off any lower than that. After October, then we have the good times. We get closer and closer to Christmas, and then we have post-Christmas. January 2027 is expected to be a very nice time with lots of people turning up, lots of people playing Rust, brand new all-time high prices for Rust skins. Sometimes you have to endure very bad times to experience very good times. And funnily enough, next month, July and August, good times, summer peaks. So good time, bad time, good time. Yeah. So maybe just stick with a bar order and leave it be. That would be a perfectly viable option. But again, if you want one for yourself, not everything has to be an investment. Just treat yourself, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated, want to put out nice creative designs. But as an investment, if you want to buy like 20 or 50 or 100, it's always smarter to wait it out. Cool. So that's pretty much everything to be said. So we'll see how everything progresses. We'll see what strange new things potentially get added on the horizon. And make sure you get those kick drops. They're available for 10 days. It really shouldn't be hard to get all of them. And that is it. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to comment below if you have any concerns or issues. And keep an eye on my Twitter, which is linked in the description. Because, of course, when the first 24 hours of sales have happened, I'll announce it. And I'll add some notes and whatnot. Maybe certain things might be a bit questionable. Or maybe things are looking pretty obvious that there might be some good things. We'll see how it goes. Catch you later. Say goodbye.